Welcome to this new series, Prototypes and Unreleased Controllers. So what is this series about? Well, there are many controllers and accessories that get announced, but they never get released. Some get to the concept stage, but never further, so we're just left with images. Others get to the prototype stage, but have issues with production, licensing, or they just get cancelled altogether. And there are also some that do get released, but only to professionals in particular careers, and not to the general public. And of course, not to forget that all controllers that do get released also come from stages where there were two, concepts and prototypes. So this series is all about covering concepts and prototype controllers that were never released, as well as the evolution of some controllers that are still popular today. I feel this is a subject that has not been covered enough. Prototype collectors don't show their collection or info often. So from my knowledge and information I have gathered over the years, I want to share with all of you these unknown controllers. I want to make this a regular series as there are many controllers that I could cover, so feel free to let me know in the comments below what you think of this series. So let's get into it. This is episode 1 of Prototypes and Unreleased Controllers. Sharkie Gamer here. Welcome to episode 1 of Prototypes and Unreleased Controllers. So in today's episode we're going to have a look at the Armored Commander control. So the Armored Commander was going to be released for Atari 2600, and it was going to be released by MB Electronics. MB of course standing for Milton Bradley. And of course if you don't know who Milton Bradley is, or if Milton Bradley sounds familiar, Milton Bradley basically released the Flight Commander control, as well as the Cosmic Commander control. Now I've done video reviews of both those controllers, so be sure to check them out on my channel if you haven't seen them already. So Milton Bradley planned to release the Armored Commander, and they were going to release the game Tank Blitz with it, sort of like a bundled set. And the idea behind it was to make a game and controller bundle that would successfully replicate tank controls and sort of improve gameplay, give it a unique experience of using a tank controller to control your tank in game. Now, we first heard about this set when it was actually advertised in an advert advertising the Power Arcade series. So the Power Arcade series basically consists of the Flight Commander, the Cosmic Commander, and then it was going to consist of the Armored Commander as well. So here is a picture of the advert. So in the advert you can actually see all three of the units. You can see the Flight Commander up the top, then the Cosmic Commander, and then right down the bottom you can see the Armored Commander. So the Armored Commander basically was going to be a tank game and a controller, as the picture advertises. It shows you the cartridge as well as the controller. And there's some information here just next to it which I'll just read out. Now video game fans can use a hand controller with some of the trappings you might expect in real battle tank. Players push both handles forward or back to move tank on TV screen. Tank on screen, it comes to a stop when one handle is pulled forward and the other pushed back. Picture in gun sights lights up. Controller vibrates when fire buttons are pushed. Comes with Tank Blitz game cartridge, used with Atari 2600 VCS and compatible video game systems. So the contents were going to be the command console, Tank Blitz game cartridge, and it says here 4D batteries required for special effects. Alright, so looking at the picture of this controller, you can see offhand it looks pretty cool. They've really made it to try to look like a tank. It's got that nice army green color, and they've added a lot of detail to it as well, especially around the edges there and everything. They've tried to make it look sort of a military style. And of course right next to it they show you a bit of an image there of the Tank Blitz game cartridge, which was going to be the game released in conjunction with this controller. So the controller itself, it looks very cool firsthand. It's got two handles in the center, two buttons, and it looks like it's got like a tank image up the top. So how they explained how it worked in the actual little text bit there, they said basically that if you move both the handles forward, the tank on screen would move forward. So if you move them backwards, both the handles together, then the tank would move backwards. And if you push one handle forward and one handle back, the tank would stop. Now on top of the handles there's actually two buttons, and basically those buttons would be your fire buttons. And it says there that the actual controller would vibrate, and most likely it'd probably make a sound when you actually pressed those buttons. Now up the top here where you see this picture of a tank, this is basically where it would light up. So it just light up, just like the previous controllers, both the Flight Commander and Cosmic Commander have areas that they light up, and basically it does that. How it does it is that there's a globe behind there, like a bulb, and it shines through a transparency. Now I'm assuming with this controller, if it's anything like its previous released Power Arcade series controllers, it would probably have multiple transparencies to put in there. Now it's got some cool decals on the controller as well. So of course it has the Power Arcade series up the top, and it says the Armored Commander logo there as well. So overall they've made it look pretty cool, and it sounds like it would work sort of trying to replicate tank controls anyway. It does look pretty awesome though. It looks just as awesome as the Cosmic Commander and the Flight Commander looked when you first they came out. So basically this project was cancelled. Both the controller and the game were both cancelled, and no one really knows exactly why the project was cancelled. At one point it was all known that everything was going great, development on the game was going, development on the controller was going, everything was going great. And I mean, they must have been pretty sure of themselves. They did put this advert out, so they must have been pretty sure that they were going to release it. So no one really knows why the actual project was cancelled, but it was just completely cancelled. Maybe it was because they were just releasing one controller for one game, and it was just to their limits of forcing out accessories built only for one game. That might have ended up cancelling the project or something like that. No one really knows why. It's an unknown of why they got cancelled. It looked pretty cool, and I mean, if it was anything like the other two controllers, then it would have gone nicely in the set. So this was the Armored Commander control, part of the Power Arcade series, and a control that was never released. If it weren't for this advert, we would never have ever known about it. Another interesting controller never released. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. I am Sharkie Gamer. I would like to do this series on a regular basis, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I will have heaps more controller and accessory videos up very shortly. If you liked this video, then hit that like button, and thanks for watching guys.